An intense life has to do with a life with purpose. Living is one of the rarest things in the world because most people just exist. There's a quote from Martin Luther King that I'm passionate about. He says, "If a man hasn't discovered something he will die for, he isn't fit to live." I think many of us are not on a path, but a routine, but we confuse comfort with peace, belief with faith, wealth with blessing, and existence with life. Your future is much more connected to how you are than how things are. God loved His only Son and allowed Him to go through a lot for us to be here. Sometimes we question God for not being spared from something He didn't spare Jesus from. Jesus was humiliated, betrayed, exposed, ashamed, His clothes were torn, He asked for water and was given vinegar, they placed a spear in His side, and in many moments we ask, "God, why have you forgotten me?" Son, I didn't forget Jesus on that cross, and I haven't forgotten you in this crisis either. Processes forge our character. Difficult times separate boys from men. Difficult times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create difficult times. It's at this moment that some are asking, "Why me?" and others are asking, "What do I need to understand in this time?" Maybe you're asking, "God, why did I go through so much?" Because I want to break a cycle in your history, because I want your son to look at you and see boldness in you, see authority. Look at the story of Joseph. Some people want to live in Joseph's palace, but not everyone is willing to live in Joseph's captivity. Joseph was humiliated, forgotten, rejected until one day a prophetic word that God had released years before was fulfilled. Brother, there are many people who want to live Joseph's dreams, but are giving up at the first moment someone tells them, "It's not going to happen." Joseph's brothers said, "It's not going to happen." The years of captivity said, "It's not going to happen." The years of forgetfulness said, "It's not going to happen." But there was a word within him saying, "I haven't forgotten you." Understand that every problem is raw material for a new miracle. Problems are not the problem. The problem is the lack of faith. The problem is our circumstances. What I want to remind you is that regardless of your circumstance, whether it's financial, familial, or in your journey of faith, or any giant that has risen up, they are no different from the giants that have risen up in the past. Jesus did not wait for the favorable scenario to govern. He did not wait for the Roman Empire or any political context to cease. He did not wait for things to be made easier. Brother, keep this in mind. The problem is that many people are waiting for a favorable scenario when in reality, the favor that you carry is what will change the scenario you live in. You are waiting for a favorable scenario, but the scenario is waiting for your favor to change the circumstances. A man who knows what he carries does not depend on favorable circumstances to flow. It does not make sense for the womb of a virgin woman to bear the Son of God. It does not make sense for a pile of wood to become an ark that would protect a family that would rebuild the world after the flood. It does not make sense for a man who has been dead for days with a body that already stinks to come back to life because a man outside called him out. It does not make sense for someone to walk on water when the law of gravity says that it is impossible, but only the one who created gravity can confuse it. Only the one who created matter can confuse it. Maybe we are part of the most anxious generation that has ever lived. Without a doubt, the giant of our time is psychosomatic emotional illnesses, people who have problems of the mind, problems of feelings. This has radiated throughout the body of people with depression syndrome. We are living in difficult times. Our character is being forged in the midst of chaos. In truth, crises often define our dynamics, our enthusiasm, our joy, our hope. The first invitation I want to make is to stop being a hostage to circumstances, to stop being a hostage to external factors. If there is an inheritance that we can carry after overcoming crises, it is that we can never forget where God has already taken us from one day.